Okay, right, so before we start I'm just going to check, make sure the mic's working okay. Haven't gone live in a little while, so just one sec. Okay, good to go. Right, so welcome to a HTG weekly review. Just going to be looking at the market overall for the week. A couple of trades that I took this week. Obviously we have bank holiday on Monday, but apart from that it's been good opportunities. So yeah, so just thought come back to YouTube, doing some weekly review webinars. Nothing too nothing too major, just something to get back into, give a bit of free education, and we enjoy doing these sort of videos. So right, so we're going to make a start. We're going to go straight in. Hello man, thanks for this. Yeah, no problem.
Just thought I'd do a little live, just easier than just doing like a pre-recording. I just thought it'd be easier, then it just automatically uploads, and so yeah. And plus I'm just used to doing live, so it's just it's much better. So as ever, just first of all, just going to show the trades that I personally took this week. So yeah, so we can see obviously I had buys, so down here you can see here obviously profit for the week, just the two trades, just the two there, a pound, sorry, one sell and one buy. So we can see where the buy was taken. This was on what day was this? I think this is the 5th, or that would have been Thursday, and then the sell was taken over here, and that was, I believe, Tuesday. So those are the two trades that you can see. But yeah, in the meantime, we're going to look at those positions in more depth. We're going to look at the week in general and just sort of break down the start of the week and to where we've sort of finished and why we've done what we've done. We're also going to look at gold in the same manner. Obviously for this year I'm still just testing things out on gold, not taking any trades on it, but I have very much a good understanding of the way that I'll be approaching gold and taking it, so it's just a case of getting the data to back that up for trading that in the future. So let's start off here with pound yen, obviously easiest one. Oh, we've got a message here. Just before we do that, let's just answer this. Where have you been for like 10 months? How come you don't do live streams in London session anymore? Just wanted a break really from doing YouTube or anything like that. It's a big commitment, especially when you have work and other things on the side. So the time will come when it's right for me to return for that, but that's when I can give it my full attention, but it's very hard. Certain days I have to go in earlier and things like that, and you need that consistency there if you're trying to do a London session live stream, right? But yeah, the way I trade, I don't have to trade every day, so yeah, I mean, it's something I'm looking definitely to get back into, but for me it just become a bit hard. So yeah, it's not over. Obviously since doing the live streams, obviously been putting a lot of more work into learn how I can do better, and something you always have to do constantly no matter what level you're at. And yeah, so obviously continually just getting better, and not streaming has allowed me to do more of that, which has been good. Definitely in a very, very good place. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna break this down, but any questions from now, or any comments, I'll answer them after I finish breaking down a pair. So okay, so if we look at GJ from the start of the week, so what we got here? So I believe, yeah, so the second was the Monday the 1st, Monday the 2nd, sorry, that was a bank holiday, so I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. so I'm not too. We're not gonna look over the bank holiday, but we can certainly look at from the Tuesday. Okay, so when we get to the charts on Tuesday, I haven't got my. Alright, I just thought I haven't got Zoom then, but we can do this. So when we come to the chart on Tuesday, we're looking at that the Asian session candle, this candle right here, okay, is closed in a way where we're clearly going down at this stage. Okay, there's no upside. We can clearly see that we had some form of a break of a low that started over here. Okay, so we're clearly in continuation to the downside at that stage. So taking buys is going to be tough, right? So we obviously clearly want to be going with the trend in that stage. So as we go to the lower time frames, we're going to start to see a bit more of what's going on in the market structure. So we can see, where do we start? So we start over here. So when we come to the charts, on for London, we can clearly see the 1 hours formed this low. Yeah, we can also clearly see that we had a resistance formed over here. So pretty much we've got a structural range formed here. Yeah, so that's our range, and we've clearly, again, we can see even on the 1 hour compared to the 4 hour how the market structure is clearly doing this. Okay, clearly creating lows, pulling back, forming resistance, and continuing and breaking certain levels. So we could argue that in this stage we'll be looking for a potentially something below this low, because until we're breaking the low, we don't know if this is going to just react off of here and then start retracing back up again. So you want to be careful, obviously, as the old saying goes, not selling at the low. That's the key. What we're looking at is breaking of that low, getting confirmation below this area, and then looking to target what's to the left, which we've clearly, same level marked out even at the end of the week, is the 4 hour level. We can obviously go and look at why we've thought about that level. If we go to the 4 hour and we just look to the left, we can see when we had our upside move, okay, that we structurally created support and then moved up. So this is the level that we're looking at as a potential target. So we have to be obviously careful of this area when we're trying to sell down, because we can see our structural move here last time. Okay, so we've clearly got a key target in mind. So going back, what we're also looking at this stage is this area here. Okay, so when you're looking at the 4 hour, you can clearly see that the sort of pre-Asian coming into Asian open candle rejected this key level to the left hand side, this 4 hour level to the left hand side. You can also see how then Asian session done the same thing. It also, but it closed bearish, right? It closed bearish, but it still rejects. So we know that safer sells are going to be below this area rather than sort of within this area, unless we're looking for pullbacks to sort of key levels and then look to go with the overall trend. So yeah, so this is the first entry that was taken. This is taken down over here on the break of the 30-minute support. Once we saw that obviously this is the same support as the 1 hour level, so we knew we needed to wait. Even though the candle wicked down and tapped into that area, we still got confirmation at that stage, and then we looked to take trade, and then using the same levels to the left, just understanding where the target is. And then in terms of looking for other opportunities, you can see on the lower time frames, I'm not going to go through everything, but you definitely want to go and pay attention to what happened over here. So that is something that you guys can go do on your own if you want to. You don't have to, but that's just going to give you a very good understanding of what you need to be looking for. So that being said, that was the Tuesday. Now when we go to the Wednesday, now Wednesday was tough for the London session. I knew where I wanted to get an entry, but yeah, it just was a bit of a tough one. So at this stage we formed this low. Okay, we then start to push up, creating our range at this stage here, and we can see our Asian session candle basically closed above that range, but it was a very small candle, and we can clearly see this area is going to be a danger. We also know that this area is going to be a danger. However, given the change in potential structure, we needed to see rejections down here first. Obviously there was an opportunity to get into buys lower time frame during London, as you get 30 minutes above the high of the previous candle, which is going to give you much better opportunity. However, the better options for me was within this area here, and during MY. So that's something, but I don't trade MY, so that's I'm looking to trade it again in the future for sort of, you know, looking at other opportunities, but ultimately I'm looking for more opportunities during my session. Otherwise, you know, we have to trade for a certain amount of time, but I'm not at that, you know, I'm still working alongside, so it's hard to manage both, but that's why I have you have a dedicated session. So it's something that's important for those that don't believe it's possible to do both. Well, you know, I quite do okay with both, so you just have to wait, you know, until it's the right time to convert to being a full-time trader. There's no rush to that personally, so yeah, that's another story. So yeah, the initial sort of break of structure, break of range would be coming as this candle here. It was a good option to get in. I wanted to see some form of a pullback and then support at that stage, just to give better confirmation, which would have meant this being a better option for me personally, and then looking to like retest sort of high that's formed, and then again you could look for more entries in and around this area. But once again, it's something that's quite self-evident once you look at it and think, okay, why did this do that, why did this do that, and then, you know, that's where you want to be now, getting a better understanding. But using similar concepts to what's happened over here, you can see similar thing, so just a repetition. Okay, and then we look at we want to be a bit quicker with this now. We look at Thursday. So Thursday, clearly at this stage, what did we do? So we obviously saw this upside from the Wednesday. We came and formed the high at this point, but remember, we're still dailies, etc. doing this. It's still quite hard at this stage. If we're taking buys, we need to wait for, you know, pullbacks and support. We want to be very careful. It's different when you're getting in down here, but now at this stage we formed a high, we've come back from support, so we want to be getting our options down here rather than trying to look for buys necessarily up over here, like you'll see when we look at the Friday, which is it's going to be tough to trade that, right? There's going to be a tough point to take options here. You're much better, you know, waiting for these areas. Okay, so let's look at the Thursday where we took some more buys. Where are we? Oh yeah, we're over here. Okay, so if we focus in on this area here, once again we're still looking for upside. We can see our initial range has been created here. You could argue there at this stage, but we know there's no really options for sells at this point. We've got our higher time frame zone here. You start to get closes outside, but we need to see some form of probably a resistance form. It's going to be a much safer option. We can see as well this area and this area may be a problem that created the wicks, right, which respected this level on the higher time frame. So we want to be careful. We probably want to see, you know, even maybe if we get a candle closing down here, it's going to be better than just taking selves there, right? So at this stage, you can see we're waiting for buying opportunity. You get the candle closure, it's quite a big candle, but you take your opportunity. Stops have to go below this area, and then we're you know, yeah, we pull back and into the range, but we're kind of expecting that, holding that option, and then once again knowing where to take buys to, and then closing that trade out, closing that option out. Okay, but yeah, if this goes well, if people like this, then obviously I'll do more of these videos. I'll just be doing a few different things here and there, just giving some free education, showing what I do. Find that, you know, I can do that when I want. I'm not in, it doesn't have to be a particular time. So okay, right, and then if we quickly look at Friday before we just assess gold real quick. Yeah, Friday again, it's just that same area. So we had a range formed, you know, before the session. You get a closure outside the range, but look where we're at right now. We're right at that area. We want to be, again, very careful trying to take buys in this area. So this is why you get this motion. Now that doesn't mean we then go all sells down here. Well, again, look where we're at now. So really, if you were looking for buying options, you are much better looking for this option down here once you had that pullback to a better, safer area to be taking options. So again, I'm not going to spoon feed, but you know, you want to be paying attention to what's happening in here rather than what's happening over here. This is, you know, unless we start to see candles breaking out of this area and creating potentially something over here, then it's going to be very tough. And it's just, again, experience that's you know, that you start to see that. Okay, so that was GJ. Let's go looking at gold. Hi Hussein. Okay, so gold, if we can look at where the week started again, Monday bank holiday, but we can see straight in on Tuesday again, 4 hour gives strong indication of upside. You don't want to be trying to take sells, let's put it that way. If you honestly have an idea or a plan for sells, then you know you're gonna learn the hard way. As we go down to the 1 hour, again we can see now where targets have been formed at this stage, a range has been created, so we want to be taking trades outside of that range. Alright, let's just go to the 30 minutes real quick. Okay, so as we look on the 30 minute, oh no, that was the day after. Sorry, we're looking at the Tuesday. So ignore that. The range from the Tuesday is going to be this area right here, and then you've obviously got this support here, this structural support. So what are we looking at now? Well, okay, this option here, we get a break of that range. We know we're doing this. Again, look at your opportunity. And you can see what happens at this stage, rather than potentially taking trades here to there and then you get rejection and then we start to pull back. Then again, you can see after that upside move we have that pullback to a better area, and then clearly that again change in structure back to the upside. So for gold, in my opinion, you should be looking at this if you trade in NY, and then you need to be looking at this if you trade London. But notice how both using the same targets. That's interesting. So we could go and look at that, but we're going to do that. And we want to move a bit quicker, so probably won't look at that. But you want to 100%, if you're trying to understand something, why did London reject this same area, and then NY same option? Okay, so that's really going to be something to look at, right? But you're going to have to do that in your own time. I'm not here to do all the work. So okay, after we see that 4 hour, same again. So now on to Wednesday, options are at this stage, be very careful, we formed a high at this point and our structural support. So does that necessarily mean that if we break down below here it sells? No, it doesn't. It does mean that, however, that there's a short-term opportunity for sells. But until we're breaking down below this, creating a resistance or giving us safer options, we are bullish above this key level. Okay, you have two options. You can either try and take sells below here, potentially have a tough time most of the time unless you get safe and good options within here to push down, or you're waiting for pullbacks to certain better levels of demand and then looking for the higher time frame. So that may meant you didn't take a trade Thursday, but you come in on Friday and clearly took your better opportunities based on the higher time frames, like your weeklies and your dailies, right? Look at your dailies. Do you see it? Does that one candle mean sells now? Let's probably going to be a lot of guys who are going to be like, oh, we've created resistance, we're going to correct. Well, that doesn't mean that. Do you know what I mean? And you know, maybe news had something to do with that, but not the point. It's just about, you know, we still structurally and trend wise going that way. One candle is not going to give you that. A change in structure, let's say, and then you get a big bullish candle, but we're going that way. Now that's different. But you can see in the opposite, one candle does not mean then we're going to just change and completely reverse the whole upside that you've been seeing. Okay, so that's pretty much gold. But yeah, you can look down over here at those positions that if you were looking at NY on the Thursday, if you were trying to go with the higher time frame opportunity. So once again, clearly, well, you can see the trade that I have taken note of, but over here is your range at this stage. So again, does that mean you're then taking sells because you see a break of the lower time frame range and you think, oh yeah, sells, previous daily candle bearish, sells? No, that's not always how it's going to. You can see the sells very limited. You didn't even get a wick fill from that initial closure and confirmation. Okay, so at that stage your better option would be looking to take opportunities for buys, having clear stop loss placement and having a clear target. That stage there, this is tricky. Yeah, you can get that pullback, now starts to come back to entry. Yes, news pushes up, but more than likely, you know, you probably want to tighten that up for news, or you know, that's completely up to the individual. But the understand is there. The understand is there. You've even got the 4-hour level right here that you can have a clear area to close out. It's just whether you wanted to look at target in the most recent lower time frame area. But again, that's up to that's someone's personal plan. But the option there, the option was to get in there, okay, at that stage. So, but yeah, I'm not going to go into too much. So yeah, so anyway, I hope that hopefully helps some people. It's good to go through your trades and look at certain things again, and obviously share that with people. Hopefully people can get a lot from that. Like I say, you know, if I was trading gold this week, if I wasn't just collecting the you know, data, then I would not be trying to be taking sells on gold at all. You know, yeah, there's some sells that played out, but if you go and back test that over a year, over a long period of time, I think that you're going to find you're going to have a hard time. You know, but again, it's all someone's personal approach, and it's just my personal approach to the market. Where my safer options are, and what makes more sense to me. Okay, so what we'll do is, any final questions? I'll give it a minute. If I don't get any questions or anything, then we're gonna end the stream there. Well, the video there. I do appreciate everyone coming on or watching the video, so thanks very much. If you like this video, if you want more of it, then obviously let me know in the comments on the video. Like it, that way I know that, yeah, people want to listen to this. Otherwise, you know, I don't want to be sat here wasting my time. I could be doing other things. But yeah, I've come here out of goodness, wanting to help, and it's nice to go through things. So yeah, we'll do any questions, and then I'm gonna end the stream. If not, end the webinar. Okay, if we don't have any final questions, then we will finish off. No. Alright guys, well, thanks very much everybody for watching. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Hopefully a lot more content will be coming back on. Just small subtle things to potentially help those. Not always about live trading. It's not always going to help people. We know a lot of people want to do that for other reasons, if they're honest, but in most cases, any video regarding free education doesn't always have to be about live trading. Is going to help. It's going to help people massively. You know. Alright guys, thanks very much. Take care, and I'll see you next time.